Nefabaka to the ones that know, and good morning. This is Brother Mo coming to you again with some quick tips about job selection. Okay, so we're going to be discussing what kind of jobs you should actually consider or take before it is you actually get into the industry. And if you are considering being an owner operator, you can actually take some of these tips from this as well when it comes to selecting a contract if you are looking to be an owner operator. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do is worry about what kind of person you are and how you fit to be a comfortable driver or owner operator in this field. It's all about your schedule. If you are a homebody, I would not select the over-the-road job. If you are a loner, I would select the over-the-road job because you can maximize your money. Okay. If you are a traveler and want to sightsee, you want to bring your wife and kids along, there may be a job out there for you. There are some jobs that will allow you to take your pets with you if you are a loner and you just want to bring your pet. They may have rules. Some jobs may not have rules for it, so there are a lot of different avenues that you can actually consider taking when it comes to an actual trucking job. Okay, and if you're an owner operator, you make your own rules up. All you have to do is just abide by the law. Okay, so OTR, you're going to see OTR a lot, especially before you get your license. A lot of these companies, whenever you talk to the recruiters, and make sure you ask these recruiters questions very specifically to fit what it is that you want, because they're not going to take it upon themselves to deliver all of the information in full detail to you to make it make sense to you. They're like robots in a sense. They have a little saying that they have to go through so many bullet points and get all this information out. And then any questions that you may have, yes, they will answer them. Okay, so to make sure that you have these very specific questions, you wanna get into the routine and become a robot yourself. After hearing this information, just let them go through all their spiel, because they may cover something that you are going to ask when it comes to that. After that, you want to keep like a little checklist. If they didn't go over something, check. I need to ask that question. If they covered it, hit X. You know what I mean? Do what you need to do when it comes to figuring out what kind of job that you want, because what's going to happen, you will see over the road, OTR, it's abbreviated, over the road, OTR. You're going to see that a lot of jobs will not hire inexperienced drivers unless it is they have 3 months of OTR experience on the road. Okay, so what's going to happen is over the road, the correct terminology and the correct definition of that means you're going to be going across the country. Okay, you can go from coast to coast, and in certain cases, if you have a passport, you may or may not be able to go into New Mexico, or, well, I can't say New Mexico, into Mexico and or Canada. Okay, it's completely up to you, depending upon what it is that you want to do. If you're an owner operator, be selective of what contract that you want to get yourself into. Okay, so you want to make sure that you keep the integrity of your own characteristics. Say for yourself, if you feel as though that you are a loner, over the road may be the job for you because you can maximize your money. If you are a homebody, you got to be home every day, then local is the lane that you want to go to, and be very specific on what jobs that you are actually looking for when it comes to your schedule. Some jobs may strictly do overnight. Some jobs may strictly do morning time. Some jobs may do 24 hours. And then if you find something that you may like and the pay might not work out for you, keep looking. Keep searching. You don't have to just take that job, but if you are comfortable with that pay, then take that job and use that job as a stepping stone just to ease into the industry. Okay, because all you need is 3 months of OTR. What I would suggest you do is look for like 3 or 4 specific jobs. Okay, that way whenever it's time to actually get another job, let's say I want to start with Cowan. You know what I mean? They selected me right out of school, but I really want to go with a larger franchise that has a better and consistent pay and schedule. They may have 24 hours and I may have union and I may be able to bid in on accounts or schedules or whatever the case may be, versus the overnight that I'm stuck on right here for $22 an hour. Okay, you got to work this thing out for yourself, for the better of yourself. Don't be afraid to leave a job. Don't be content. There are plenty of jobs out here. There's nothing wrong with putting in your 2 weeks notice and leaving on good terms and then going elsewhere. You should be doing that all the time, looking out for the better of yourself at all times. Okay, so when it comes to local, you want to make sure that you take into consideration that if you're going to be doing touch or no touch, okay, which another abbreviation for that is called fingerprinting. Okay, and you may be having to do the third lane, which is driver assistance. Okay, so touch, no touch, and fingerprinting and no fingerprinting are considered the same thing. Fingerprinting, if it says 100% fingerprinting, that means you're going to be loading everything, well, offloading everything from the trailer. Say like a job like Cisco, where you go to restaurant to restaurant. Everything that's on that trailer that got to go into the restaurants, like McDonald's, Wendy's, and stuff like that, your responsibility. If you're a physical person and you can use that for a workout program or whatever the case may be, you found the one for you. Take that job. And you want to be home every day, take that job. Pepsi, Coke, take that job. Beer companies, take that job. Those are the jobs that are for you. Okay, that's for your lane. If you are not interested in taking a physical demanding job, what you want to go for is no touch, no fingerprint. All you're going to be looking for is 100% no touch, no fingerprint, and it's going to be drop and hook. That's what you want to be looking for. Drop and hook means that you may just be going out, dropping that one load and taking a trailer back. It might not be that. You might be doing what it is I'm doing right now. I am no touch. I'm 100% no touch, no fingerprint. I'm done with my little offloading days. I had enough. The money ain't worth it for me. I have the same trailer all day. It's no drop, no hook for me. Okay, so I go to a place, they offload it. I go to the next place, they upload it. I take the truck. My day is over with once I get back home. Okay, so you got to work these things out and be considerate of what it is you want for yourself. Okay, so the next thing, when it comes to regional, there are specific states. Okay, I've done East Coast before. There are specific states that I will go to on the East Coast. I had my passport. I could go to Canada if I wanted to, but I opt out on that because I did not want to experience having to be completely responsible for my passport if it expired, if I forget to do it, and then I get stuck over there in Canada and I got a truck with me, and I don't want to have to go through all of that stuff, so I opt out on that. Okay, I was just receiving my passport probably like 6 months before then, and I wasn't very detailed. I only wanted my passport just to travel. That's it. I don't want to work with my passport. I just wanted to travel with it. So you have to be considerate. I was true with myself. I kept the integrity to my own characteristics, and I opted out on that option. Even though they offered more money, I was like, nah, that's not for me. That's not what I wanted to do. Okay, so I went to certain states. I went anywhere from Maine to New York, New Jersey. I had the option to go to Cincinnati, which is Ohio. Delaware, I did a lot of loads in Delaware. Virginia, West Virginia, Maryland. I didn't really touch DC like that, although I did have a job where I did DC. If I'm not mistaken, I went to North Carolina a few times, and I definitely did South Carolina, but there was like a borderline where I could not go past a certain city in South Carolina. Okay, I did go to Kentucky and Tennessee from time to time, but it was the same thing. It's kind of like cut off in a sense. Like if you pulled out a map, like my area was like marked off in a rectangle. Okay, so I knew exactly where I would go. I knew what my parameter or my circumference would be in that sense. Okay, so I was like, okay, so from here to here, I would be doing this, and I was home 1 day out of the week. Well, technically I was home 2 days out of the week, but one of those days I was working. I did not ask a certain question. I asked the recruiter if I was going to be home on the weekends. The answer was yes. What I did not do was do some digging and more research and go and ask them in further detail, how much time on the weekends will I get to myself? Which, coming into the industry, sometimes you just don't know what questions to ask. I wanted my entire Saturday and my entire Sunday to myself. I did not receive that. What happened was they promised me that I would be home on Saturday, and once I heard promise, I was good to go. So I jumped all hands on deck. I was right in there. Where I messed up was I did not know that I would be coming from New York, going to Kentucky, and then coming down to Baltimore on my actual Saturday. And I will be finished work by 10 p.m. You work, you get off just as fast as you work. You can't help how traffic hits you in certain states, on certain highways. You can't help that stuff, but you can help how fast you offload this truck. That's what you can help. But again, I was home on Saturday, but I did not get a chance to enjoy my Saturday because I worked. And technically, when it comes to the federal law, when it comes to our clock, you only need 34 hours to reset. That's not a lot of time. Okay, so I had the remainder of my Saturday night, which all I did was sleep, come home, take them boots off finally, and there's no TV involved, there's no relaxed time, no nothing. You're ready to take a shower and finally hit your own pillow. The Sunday, I enjoyed my Sundays, but what can you do during a Sunday? And by Monday morning, I was back out, and that was a regional dedicated account. I only went to my dedicated store, which was Dollar General. Okay, so you have to understand that terminology on that. Dedicated means that you're going to that one location specifically 100% of the time. Okay, so with that being said, you may want to worry about other jobs that may cause you to actually do some physical work that is no touch, that is no fingerprint. You may have to be dealing with your equipment at that time. So for tankers, if you're doing dry bulk, guess who has to clean out the tank? You, my good friend. If you're doing flatbread, guess who has to tarp their load? You, my good friend. Is it considered fingerprinting? No, because you're not offloading. You're not uploading. Forklifts do the flatbread. You're not driving a forklift. There are some jobs where you may actually have to drive the forklift. There are some jobs out there that has a forklift on the back of the flatbed. That's your responsibility to do that stuff. It all depends on, there's so many jobs out here that you can get into, and make sure it's a decent pay if you're going to get yourself into a field. Don't overwork yourself for a little bit of money. Okay? Don't ever do that. There are some jobs that will always have better pay. Always have better pay. And if you want to do something like get your own equipment, and become an owner operator, find out what kind of contracts you would like to do first. Okay? Do your research on that. All right? So if there's anything that I didn't cover, if you are another trucker and there's something that I didn't cover and you would like to input, or have me talk to some new oncoming truckers, let me know. Like and subscribe the channel, and email me a question if there's anything I can make any content off of, then I will be sure to do so. All right, and I will actually shout you out on the next episode. All right, so be safe, be cool. Brother Mo out, and let's get back to making this money.